It's a little bit funny, I think. I've tried to, not really focus on it too much, but when we've just celebrated, Scotto's 250th and Juddy's 250th, it's sort of hard to get too excited about a 100th. But I guess at the end of the year, I'll look back on it and be a bit proud.
Yeah. So do you think about it that this is just another step along the journey, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, and you don't want people to take this the wrong way, but it's something I've always felt like I should just, get to 100 games and, work hard and achieve that milestone. So it's not something at the moment that I'm, getting pumped up about, but, I'll look back at the end of the year and the end of the career and be happy I got there. Yeah, in the past I've played on Kurt a fair bit, but sort of gone the days where you seem to lock down on one opponent. Me and Lockie tend to swap around throughout the match when the other guy needs a break, so I'm sure we'll both see some time there.
He showed just how dangerous he can be though, didn't he, in just that opening minute the other day?
Yeah, no doubt, and especially in the wet, which never tends to suit big guys like that. To kick 2 goals in the first term was pretty impressive in your first game back. Oh, look, nothing different. The Swans won the premiership last year for a very good reason, and no doubt they would have been stung a little bit from last week, and coming off the bye we've got to make sure we're up and about, and there's no doubt, as I said, they're a super football team, and especially at the SCG, so we'll have a work cut out. Yeah, no doubt it is a different sort of ground, so it's nice to know that we've got some recent form up there, and I think the conditions are going to be a little bit wet, so it's going to be a different sort of game again. So we can only draw on that form and hopefully reproduce it.
How's the skipper tracking? There's reports that he's flying and doing quite well.
Yeah, he's back running, which is a great positive. We thought straight away he might miss a few, but to have him back out here running really well is a great sign, and hopefully he can be back pretty soon.
Andrew Carazzo, will he play this week?
He'll certainly play. He's available for selection, so I love talking to you guys before the main training session, so I don't have to tell too many fibs. So he'll train today and see how he goes.
Chris Yarran, did he redeem himself in the eyes of the group going back to VFL level, and do you expect him to be thereabouts? Yeah,
no doubt. I think he redeemed himself, straight away, how he handled himself that week after the game. So once again, he'll train. He obviously played in the VFL 2 weeks ago, so he's up for selection as well.
Is he back in the coaches' good books too?
I'd say so. Mick's very big on not punishing guys over and over, so he missed that game, and he'll be back hopefully this week. Yeah, look, we haven't focused on it, but it's I guess when you play Sydney, that there's going to be a lot of tackles anyway, because that's the sort of game they play. And thinking back, it was a wet night, so as tackles are always up on games like that. Yeah, look, I'm in a position now where I don't think about it, which is really good. So it's feeling great, and it is at the stage where I tape it up every week, do my rehab, and don't have to think about it. It's when you have to think about it every week that you probably get worried, but luckily I'm not there.
Do you sort of play with the risk that it sort of could come out of it, just with the problems you've had in the past?
Oh, there's always a little bit, but if it was a high risk where I was thinking about it, then it might affect how you play. But yeah. I honestly don't think about it week to week, so that's a positive.
You've been courageous with it in the past. I mean, playing with it clearly saw. Has that taken its toll at any stage, or do you feel as if you played under a bit of duress at times?
Look, no more than other players play with injuries throughout their career, and I've had it fixed up in the past, and after you get it fixed up, it feels like a new shoulder. So it's certainly not something I've had my whole career.
No doubt you would have caught up with Joe Watson's comments overnight. You obviously can't say a great deal, but are you as a fellow player comfortable with him and other players running out after they've admitted to being injected with something?
Yeah, look, Joe, I think, said that they feel like they've done nothing wrong. So, we can only take that on his word and buy, we can't buy into that. We know, very little about it, if anything. So, we certainly can't say too much about that.
So, as a rule, you don't really have a problem with him running out this weekend?
I just don't think we know enough about it to be, drawn into that discussion. Look, probably no more than the way we responded to, what Mick's, laid out in the off-season and how well we responded to that. I think through that, Mick's seeing, what this group can do and how quickly we can respond. So, no probably real direct input. I'm sure the leaders have, caught up with Mick pretty often and spoken about things, but, nothing directly.